You know, in our non-stop, hyper-busy world, we're all looking for that one simple thing, that one health hack that actually works. Well, what if I told you it might just be sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now? Today, we're going to dive into the Green Tea User's Manual. This is your guide to unlocking an ancient drink for our very modern life.
So let me ask you something. You probably drink green tea, right? But are you really getting everything it has to offer? The answer, honestly, might surprise you, because there's a real science to this, and getting it right can make a world of difference.
In fact, if you've ever thought, why does my green tea taste so bitter? Or you're just not feeling that calm, focused energy everyone raves about, well, it's probably because of a few super common mistakes. But don't worry, the good news is we're about to fix all of that. So let's start with what's actually in your cup.
Okay, I want you to think of your cup of green tea as this little headquarters for some of your body's most effective secret agents. Seriously, these are powerful compounds doing all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Let's go ahead and meet the two most important ones.
First up is our superstar agent, EGCG. It's a type of catechin, which is just a fancy word for a really powerful antioxidant. And the best way to think about it is like this. Imagine your body's cells are made of shiny metal. Everyday things, stress, pollution, are like moisture in the air that causes rust. Scientists call that oxidative damage. Well, EGCG is basically your body's anti-rust agent. It coats those cells and protects them, keeping them in top-notch condition.
And just how powerful is this stuff? Get this, research shows the antioxidant power in here is dozens of times stronger than vitamin C. So you're not just drinking a tasty beverage, you're literally deploying a highly effective defense system for your cells with every single sip.
Now, for our second secret agent, and this one. This one is the real game changer. It's called L-theanine. This amazing amino acid basically acts like a pair of noise-canceling headphones for your brain. It dials down all that mental chatter and static, and instead it turns up your alpha brainwaves, which gets you into that perfect state of relaxed alertness.
So what does this actually feel like? Well, you know that coffee buzz, right? It's a jolt, a sudden spike of energy that can leave you feeling a little jittery. Green tea, on the other hand, gives you this smooth, steady alertness. Why? Because that L-theanine works in perfect harmony with the caffeine, smoothing out all of its sharp edges. It's the ultimate productivity hack that coffee just can't offer. You get the focus without the fallout.
And this quote just says it all. This is the goal, right? It's the perfect state to be in for work, for creativity, for life. You're awake, you're focused, but you're not anxious or restless. It's that clean, calm energy we're all looking for.
Okay, so we've covered the why. We get it, it's amazing stuff. Now let's get into the how. Because to actually unlock all those benefits we've been talking about, you just need to follow 3 simple golden rules.
All right, rule number 1 is all about timing. First, never drink green tea on an empty stomach. The tannins in it can really irritate your stomach. The source actually calls it a stomach earthquake, which sounds unpleasant. The easy fix, just have it about 30 minutes after a meal. Second, remember the caffeine. Yep, it's a calmer energy, but it's still there. So try to have your last cup before 4 p.m. so it doesn't mess with your sleep. And finally, and this is so important, never take medication with tea. Always use plain water, because the compounds in tea can seriously interfere with how your body absorbs the medicine.
Okay, on to our second golden rule. And honestly, this is the one most people get wrong, and it makes all the difference in the world, especially for flavor. The magic number you have to remember is 80 degrees Celsius, which is about 175 degrees Fahrenheit.
So why so specific? Well, it's because green tea leaves are really delicate. Pouring boiling water over them is like scorching them. It literally burns the leaves, and that forces them to release this flood of tannins, which is exactly what creates that harsh, bitter taste nobody likes. So you're not just ruining the flavor, you're actually destroying some of those amazing compounds we just talked about. So here it is, your super simple, foolproof plan. Go ahead and boil your water. Then just take it off the heat and let it sit for about 2 minutes. That's it. That's all it takes to cool down to that perfect temperature. Then you pour it over your leaves and let it steep for just 2 to 3 minutes. Any longer and that bitterness will definitely start to creep in.
And our third and final golden rule is all about quantity. And no, you do not need to drink a gallon of this stuff a day. The real sweet spot where you get all the benefits without overdoing it on the caffeine is right around 2 to 3 cups a day. That gives your body a nice, steady supply of those secret agents without any of the downsides.
So now you've basically mastered the science and the method. You know the why and the how. So let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle. How to elevate this simple, healthy habit into a really meaningful daily ritual. And making it a part of your day can be so easy and, really enjoyable. Maybe it's a warm cup right after breakfast to get your day started. Or you could keep a beautiful glass mug on your desk. Seriously, just watching the leaves unfurl can be like a little 2-minute meditation. And for summer, you have to try a cold brew. Just steep the leaves in cold water in the fridge for about 6 hours. It is so smooth and refreshing.
You know, there's this beautiful connection between the taste of a perfectly made cup of green tea and, well, life. A really good cup has this initial, slight bitterness that almost immediately gives way to this lingering sweetness. It's just a perfect reminder that even the challenging moments can lead to something beautiful in the end.
And I think this is the real takeaway here. Drinking green tea isn't just about antioxidants or L-theanine. It's about intentionally creating a moment of calm. It's a pause button for your crazy, busy day. It's a chance to just stop, breathe, and be present for a minute while you hold a warm cup in your hands.
So, as you go about the rest of your day, just think about that. It doesn't even have to be with a cup of tea, but finding that small ritual, that one intentional pause, it can change everything. So the only question left is, what moment are you going to choose to pause for today?